Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we are diving into a brand new digital toolkit that's designed to solve a problem that I know you, as professional operators, face every single day. How do you make a job seeker's true potential visible? We're going to be looking at SkillBridge and the CVCert ecosystem, and honestly, how they're about to change the way you work.
All right, so here's our roadmap. First, we're going to tackle the big problem, what we call the recognition gap. Then we'll look at the solution, a competence-first approach. After that, I'll walk you through the platform's 4-stage validation pathway. Then comes the fun part. We'll get our hands on the digital tools, and finally, we'll see how it all comes together to turn a person's profile into a real-world opportunity.
So let's start with a challenge that's right at the heart of your job. We call it the recognition gap. You know exactly what this is. It's that super frustrating moment when you're looking at a standard CV and you just know it's hiding way more than it's actually revealing about the person. I mean, this is the question, isn't it? It's something you probably wrestle with all the time. Just think about your clients for a second, especially folks with unconventional career paths or maybe migrants whose experience just doesn't fit neatly into a standardized form. Their real, incredible potential can get completely lost in a system that's obsessed with paper credentials instead of proven skills. And that brings us to the official definition of the recognition gap. It's this massive disconnect between what a person can actually do, the skills they picked up on the job, through life, through informal learning, and what the job market officially recognizes on paper. And this creates a huge paradox, right? You've got employers desperate for skilled people, and at the same time, you have perfectly capable professionals being completely overlooked. So how in the world do we fix this? Well, the answer is a fundamental shift in how we look at things. And that brings us to our second section, moving away from just credentials and focusing on capabilities with a competence-first solution. It's really all about focusing on what people can do, not just what paper they have. And this slide just lays it out so perfectly. The old traditional model just asks, what have you studied? Where's your degree? It's so rigid. But the CVCert competence model asks a much more powerful question. What can you actually do? This whole approach values skills you can prove, which is an absolute game changer for anyone whose expertise wasn't just earned in a classroom. Okay, so this competence-first idea sounds great, but how does it actually work in practice? Well, it's not just some vague philosophy, it's a really structured 4-stage validation pathway. And what's so important is that it's built for credibility by aligning with established European standards. And here's the whole journey laid out. It all starts with identification. This is where you, the operator, help your clients uncover their own hidden skills, just through dialogue and reflection. From there, you move to documentation, where the platform helps you gather and organize all the proof. Then comes assessment. This is where experts evaluate those skills against clear benchmarks. And finally, the goal, certification, which gives them the formal recognition they need to open new doors.
Now, this part is absolutely crucial. This whole process has serious credibility. CVCert didn't just make up its own rules. It's built on a solid foundation, the 2012 Council recommendation and the guidelines from CEDEFOP. That's the European Center for the Development of Vocational Training. So what that means is the validation your clients get has real weight. It's trusted and recognized across Europe.
All right, now for the really exciting part. Let's get our hands dirty and look at the actual digital toolkit you'll be using to make all this happen. These are the tools that are going to empower both you and your clients. First up, I want you to meet Assunta. Now, don't think of her as some complex, scary piece of technology. Think of her as your friendly AI assistant, designed to make that first step of gathering information feel smooth and, well, human. See, Assunta works through a really simple chat. She asks these kinds of open-ended questions. And this approach is just brilliant because it totally removes the pressure of filling out some intimidating, complicated form. It lets your clients just tell their story in their own words, which makes it so much more accessible, especially if there are language barriers or they're not super comfortable with tech. All of that rich information that you gather with Assunta and in your sessions together, it all flows into this, the multidimensional professional profile. And just look at it. It's so much richer than a CV. It's not even a fair comparison. It captures everything: work history, psychometric results, even things like problem-solving style, photo evidence, career goals. It's a living, breathing portrait of a person's actual capabilities.
Okay, so you've worked with your client to build this incredible, detailed profile. Now what? What's the big payoff? Well, that brings us to our final section, turning that rich profile into a real opportunity by creating smarter, competence-based job matches. The key to all of this is the suitability engine.
Now here's the magic. Unlike old-school systems that just scan a resume for keywords, this engine does a multi-dimensional analysis. It looks at the entire profile, the skills, the life experiences, the psychometrics, to truly understand the person behind the data.
And what you get out of it is this incredibly powerful, concrete number, the suitability score. This score gives you and your client a clear, data-driven look at how well their entire professional identity lines up with a specific job. It moves way beyond guesswork into real evidence-based matching.
And this chart just says it all, doesn't it? It's the aha moment. A candidate might have a low keyword match or a medium credential match, and an old system would just filter them out. Done. But the CVCert competence match shows their true high suitability. This is exactly how you uncover those hidden gems that everybody else is missing.
So, we'll end with this thought. When we shift our focus from just paper to actual capabilities, and when we use tools that see the whole person, we're not just filling jobs. We're building a smarter, fairer, and more efficient labor market for everyone. So the real question for all of us is, what incredible human potential could we finally unlock once we make the invisible visible?